जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all the devotees to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. I do not have any qualification to sit here. Somehow I received the instruction to be here. So please, I humbly request all of you, especially all the senior Vaishnavas, to bless me and pray for me so that we can speak few words which will be useful for all of us. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 23, the chapter entitled as Devahūti's Lamentation, text number 10. Please repeat after me. Devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yasте bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo yasте bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yasте bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yasте bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yasте bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho tadavaimi bhartaḥ yaste bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām. Mataji. Devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yaste bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām. Devahūtir uvāca rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ yaste bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo bhūyād garīyasi guṇaḥ prasavaḥ satīnām. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Word to word translation. Devahūti uvāca. Devahūti said, rāddhaṁ, it has been achieved. Bata, indeed. Dvija-vṛṣa, O best of the brāhmaṇas. Etat, this. Amogha, infallible. Yoga-māyā, of mystic powers. Māyādhipe, the master. Tvayi, in you. Vibho, O great one. Tat, that. Avaimi, I know. Bhartaḥ, O husband. Yaha, that which. Te, by you. Bhyadhāyi, was given. Samayaḥ, promise. sakṛd, once. aṅga-saṅgaḥ, bodily union. bhūyād, maybe. garīyasi, when very glorious. guṇaḥ, a great quality. prasavaḥ, progeny. satīnām, of chaste women. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. Translation. Śrī Devahūti said, my dear husband, O best of brāhmaṇas, I know that you have achieved perfection and are the master of the infallible mystic powers, because you are under the protection of yoga-māyā, the transcendental nature. But you once made a promise that our bodily union should now fulfill, since children are a great quality for a chaste woman who has a glorious husband. Purport. Devahūti expressed her happiness by uttering the word bata, for she knew that her husband was in a highly elevated transcendental position and was under the shelter of yoga-māyā. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, those who are great souls, Mahatmas, are not under the control of material energy. The Supreme Lord has two energies, material energy and spiritual energy. The living entities are marginal energy. As marginal energy, a person may be under the control of the material energy or under the control of spiritual energy, yoga-māyā. Kardama Muni was a great soul and therefore he was under the spiritual energy, which means that he was directly connected with the Supreme Lord. The symptom of this is Krishna consciousness, constant engagement in devotional service. This was known to Devahūti. Yet, she was anxious to have a son by bodily union with the sage. She reminded her husband of his promise to her parents, wherein Kardamuni said, I will remain only until the time of Devahūti's pregnancy. She reminded him that for a chaste woman to have a child by a great personality is most glorious. She wanted to be pregnant and she prayed for that. The word Strī means expansion. By bodily union of the husband and wife, their qualities are expanded. Children born of good parents are expansions of the parents' personal qualifications. Both Kardama Muni and Devahūti were spiritually enlightened. Therefore, she desired from the beginning that first she be pregnant and then she be promoted with the achievement of God's grace and love of God. For a woman, it is a great ambition to have a son of the same quality as a highly qualified husband. Since she had the opportunity to have Kardama Muni as her husband, she also desired to have a child by bodily union. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to all the devotees to our today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today, we are reading the 10th verse of the 23rd chapter of Canto 3. Here, Mother Devahūti is expressing her desire with Kardama Muni. So, in order to appreciate this verse, let us briefly glance through the previous 9 verses. So, in the previous chapter, it was mentioned that Swayambhuva Manu and his good wife Shatarupa, they came along with their daughter Devahūti with a marriage proposal unto Kardama Muni, and Kardama accepted the marriage proposal with a small condition. We will discuss about it in due course of time. And they were married. Then the parents Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa returned to their capital, which was known then as Brahmavarta. Okay? And then the newly married couple, Devahūti and Kardama, they were living in the hut. So Kardama, as it was known since childhood, he was kind of a great sage, always into performing austerities, and even after marriage he was continued to perform all the austerities. And Mother Devahūti, as a chaste wife, is assisting him in every possible way. So how she assisted is explained in the first 3 verses, wherein Maitreya Muni explaining, Pitribhyam prasthate sadvi patim ingita kovida nityam paryachadarad pritya bhavaneva bhavam prabhu. Just like Mother Parvati is serving Lord Shiva, similarly Mother Devahūti is serving Kardama Muni every day. But how she is serving? What are the qualities of her service? Vishrambena atmasauchena gauravena damena cha susrushaya sahrudena vacha maduraya chabo. Vishrambena, gauravena, and then atmasauchena, without any personal desires, without any personal expectations, with complete respect, with utmost diligence, utmost care, she is executing her service unto her husband, Sahrudena, as a closest well-wishing friend. Vacha maduraya gira, always speaking very gently. So that is how she was serving. And then Visrujya kamam dambancha dvesham lobam agammadam apramatta udyata nityam tejiya samsham atoshayet. understanding the greatness of her husband, for the satisfaction of her husband, giving up all the impurities, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, masara, no personal impurities. She was very gently, very humbly, very pleasingly, continuously served. We don't have any clue how much time passed. It is not just few days or few weeks or few months, not even few years. It must have been few decades, even it must have been few centuries. How much time passed in such service? No clue. Because I'll just give you one clue. Just now, Kardama Muni completed 10,000 years tapasya. When he sits for performing some austerity, 10,000 years will go just like that. That is the kind of personality here. And Mother Devahūti is serving him. In doing so, slowly, her body became soiled. And she became thin. She was not at all caring for herself. In due course of time, we don't know how much, maybe after few decades or centuries, whatever, Kardama Muni was looking at Devahūti, seeing her service attitude, he was so much moved. And he said, I am very much happy with you. I can offer you, I can award you any blessings. Please ask. Like that, he was eager to reciprocate with her gentle service. That's what Kardama was responding. Tushtohamadya tavamana vimanadaya susrushaya paramaya paraya cha bhaktya ye dehi namayamad ativa suhrussa deho navekshita samuchita kshapitam madharte. For my sake, for any embodied living entity, for any person who is living in this body, for that person the body became the first priority. But you have given it up. For you, my service has become first priority. So I am very satisfied with you. Tushtoham. And then he says, Ye me swadharmam, ye de swadharma niratasya tapas samadhi vidyatma yoga vijita bhagavat prasada tameva te madanu sevanaya varuddhan drishtim prapasya vitatami abhavaya shokam. I want to reciprocate for your service. I want to award you some results which are abhaya, which are ashoka. The results which I want to award you are free from fear and free from lamentation. Because I have been engaged in this tapasya and austerities for so long, I am endowed with all abilities. I can offer you all transcendental blessings. Please see. Ask for anything and I will display you. I will award you. So like that, Kardama expressed his complete dissatisfaction with Mother Devahūti. Now, yesterday's verse we have heard. Evam bruvānamabala kila yoga-māyā vidya vichakshanamaveksha gata birasit samparshaya pranaya vivvalaya gireshad vridavaloka vilasad hasitananaha. Here, Mother Devahūti understood the great position of Kardama. Kardama can offer anything, but at the same time, after a long time, her husband is talking to her in a pleasing way. It is not that he was not talking. Previously he was talking in related to the services. But now for the first time he is talking to her in a pleasing way. Immediately the loving sentiment which a wife has for husband erupted in her heart. She had complete respect for her husband for what he is. At the same time, he is her husband. So that loving sentiment arose in her heart. When he said, I can offer you anything you want, as a wife, the natural desire of a wife, she developed, she remembered the promise that was made by Kardama at the time of marriage. When Devahūti's parents, Swayambhu Munu Chaturupa, came with their daughter with a marriage proposal, Kardama said, I will marry your daughter, I can be with your daughter until she begets a child. Afterwards, as instructed by the Lord, I will enter into Vanaprastha and practice my bhakti uninterruptedly. So, she remembered the first part, that you promised my parents that you will beget children through me. And second part, at least for the time being, now she kind of forgotten, that as soon as the children are born, he will leave home. So that is what she want to inform about this promise, but she cannot speak out, because the husband promised, I will offer you the spiritual benedictions which cannot be obtained by any normal things. So she want to ask, but she cannot ask. So without speaking one word, Kardama was sitting inside the hut. She was standing behind the door of the hut. She was not able to enter inside because she cannot. What she want to ask, she is afraid, or she is modesty. That's why it is said, Vridavaloka. With a bashful glance. She is outside the door, she is speaking inside, with keeping her head inside, with a bashful glance, Vridavaloka and Asita Anana. There is a slight smile in the mouth. And she just expressed her desire through the glance only. She did not spoke even single word. Though the shloka says Devahūti uvāca, without speaking a word, she conveyed her desire to Kardama. That is mentioned in this verse. The today's verse, what we are discussing. Rāddhaṁ bata dvija-vṛṣaitad amogha-yoga māyādhipe tvayi vibho avaimi bhartaḥ. Yes, you are dvija-vṛṣa. You are the best of the brāhmaṇas. And you are amogha-yoga, yoga-māyā-dhipe. You are the master of yoga-māyā. In one sense, the blessings which yoga-māyā can award, you can also award. You are under the supervision of yoga-māyā. Mahatmānasu māṁ pārtā daivim prakritim āśrita. So in that way, I understand these two. At the same time, you are my husband also, bhartaḥ. As a humble menial servant, I serve you. At the same time, you are also my husband. And today, first time, you spoke to me in a affectionate way. My sentiments as a wife aroused towards you. That's why she is addressing him as bhartaḥ. So she is indirectly indicating that, kindly remember that you are my husband also. So in that way. Then she says, Yeste bhyadhāyi samayaḥ sakṛd aṅga-saṅgo. Yestya bhyadhāyi samayaḥ. At the time of marriage, you made a promise that you will beget children through me. So now I would like you to do the needful in that regard. Aṅga-saṅgaḥ, bhyūyād, garīyasi guṇo prasavaḥ satīnām. Because for any chaste wife, it is natural to have a child who will embody the qualities of the father. Every married woman always desire to have a child to her husband. And now we need to understand one important thing. Kardama and Devahūti are coming from two different backgrounds. Kardama Muni is a Rishi, a Brahmana, Prajapati, and Mother Devahūti is a Kshatrani. In spite of being a Kshatrani, in spite of being born and brought up in royal opulence, she was ready to serve Kardama for hundreds of years. She served. And now, being a Kshatrani, she is expressing a desire that I want to have a child. There is nothing wrong. Because it becomes the first and foremost duty for a Kshatriya to have a heir apparent who will continue the legacy. That is natural. We can see throughout the Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, Ramayana. So, having that desire is not at all wrong. Even not only that, even Kardama also had the same desire. Because when Kardama appeared, Kardama approached Lord Brahma, please tell me what is my service. Lord Brahma instructed him, please beget children. Because Brahma's service is to create, and Kardama being his son, he want to inherit the seva through generation after generation. Same way, when Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa appeared, they approached for seva. Then also Brahma told them, please beget children of Sadrusha, Shila or Guna. The same qualities and mentality of yours. So Swayambhuva Manu begot 5 children. He must have told same thing. This is the order of our father, you need to follow this. So Kardama, in order to beget children, he performed tapasya for 10,000 years. When Lord Vishnu appeared, he expressed a desire that, please offer me a wife of samana guna shila, of the same mentality, wherein I can fulfill the promise of my father. Then Lord asked, hey, what is this? You have performed tapasya for 10,000 years and you are asking for a wife alone? Then Kardama said, yes, what can be done? Though it is not appreciable, but this is the nature of the people in this world. People always have some responsibilities in this world, they need to fulfill that. This is the instruction of my father, though it is material desire. I need to do it. At the same time, you should give me the blessings. The Lord says, why should I give you? Because when you offer blessings, even though it is material, when you see you are a devotee, because of that blessings is going offshoot, you will think that, hey, this person is going out of the way. Because I gave blessings, is going out of the way. It is my responsibility to bring him back to track. So you will take the responsibility of that devotee to whom, even though you may give material blessings. And there are two possibilities. Even when you are about to give blessings, you will give darshan to us. Even when you are trying to correct us, you will again give a darshan to us. For that purpose, we ask you even material benedictions also. You should give us. So by doing so, by having your darshan, we will develop unflinching love onto your lotus feet. He was very clear, he was intelligently. He did not ask directly, but he asked indirectly. I want love of Godhead as well as a wife who can beget children. Without saying, he said unto the Lord at that time. So Kardama also had the same desire. It is not that Devahūti imposing upon him like Mother Diti imposed upon Kashyapa. At the same time, Mother Devahūti also had the same desire, because that is what she is coming in that Kshatriya lineage she expects. And in the next verse also she expects some kind of facilities, suitable facilities, where she can beget children in a appropriate way, proper way. So in this way, both of them are in the same track, both of them are in the same purpose. They have a responsibility in this material world that they want to fulfill. At the same time, they want to accomplish their purpose of life. So this is how Kardama and Devahūti exemplify a ideal grihastha couple and also a ideal spiritual practitioner. So these are few thoughts in relation to these verses. Just like Mother Devahūti did not utter a word but express her desire, similarly Kardama also did not utter a word but fulfill her desires. This is how both wife and husband understood about each other. Such a wonderful symphony. So now, taking Kardama and Devahūti as an example, as a case study, let us try to glance through Canto 3 in order to understand how these two personalities are an exemplary to look up to for all of us who are trying to practice sadhana bhakti. So, in Canto 3, in the beginning, Vidura approaches Maitreya and he makes an inquiry. In essence, he asks one question. Please tell me the creation consisting of happiness and misery. There are two aspects to this question. We will discuss about these two aspects in due course of our discussion. Please explain the creation consisting of misery and happiness. He says, Sukaya karmani karoti loko nate sukam vanya duparmamba vindeta bhuya tatayeva sukkam yadatra yuktam bhagavan vadenna. I, as a minister, saw the entire Bhartaḥ for 100 years. I, as a pilgrim, traveled the length and breadth of Bhartaḥ for 36 years. I have seen this is what happens in this world. People perform various activities for the purpose of getting happiness, mitigating their misery. But the result is they neither get happiness nor mitigate their misery. Then an intelligent person should stop performing activity. But na uparamamba. I saw that people do not stop performing activities, instead they take up new activity, hoping that the new activity will give happiness. As a result of that, they are perpetually put into misery. Please tell me what is the reason for it and what is the remedy for it. Karan and Nivaran. Then Maitreya said, why are you asking me? You yourself know the reason. You yourself know the solution. Then Vidura says, this is what I know. Janasya Krishnad Vimukasya Daivad Adharmashilasya Sudukkitasya Anugrahayeha Charanti Nunam Bhutani Bhavyani Janardanasya. The reason is the conditioned soul turned their face away from Krishna and took shelter of adharma. That is the cause of their misery. And the solution is the great souls travel on the surface of the earth in order to distribute their compassion. Then Maitreya said, then go to a great soul. Why have you come to me? Your father Vyasa is such a great soul, go to him. Then Vidura says, you are no less than my father. As you said, go to a great soul, I have rightly come to a great soul. Please show a right path, following which the conditioned soul of this world can be purified and placed in a happy condition. Then Maitreya says, Soham nrunam kshulla sukaya dukkham mahadgatanam viramaya tasya pravartaye bhagavata puranam yadaha sakshad bhagavan rishibhya. Lord Sankarsana spoke Bhagavatam to Chatushkumaras. Chatushkumara spoke the same Bhagavatam to Sankyana Rishi. Sankyana Rishi spoke the same Bhagavatam to Bruhaspati and Parashara. And Parashara spoke the same Bhagavatam to your father Vyasa as well as myself. And now I will repeat the same Bhagavatam, which is the solution for your question. What is your question? For Kshulla Sukha, the people of this world are going through Mahad Dukkha. The solution is hearing Bhagavatam. Now I will speak the Bhagavatam. So what Bhagavatam Maitreya spoke? Maitreya spoke that Bhagavatam in which the creation is explained. In the 3rd canto, 5th chapter, there is elaborate discussion about creation. So he says, Bhagavaneka asedam agra atmanam vibho atmechānugatau atma nanamati upalakshita. Before the creation there was only one Lord, Karanodakashaya Vishnu, lying down in Karna ocean. When he desired to create, Maya made her appearance. Maya nama mahabhaga Maya is one of the important energy of Supreme Lord, Mahabhaga, the great potency. And she is endowed with all energies by which the Lord produces the entire material creations. It said, Sava etasya samdrashtu shakti sad asadatmika maya nama mahabhaga edam nirmame vibho. Utilizing Maya, the Supreme Lord constructed this material universe, not only one universe, millions of universes, and also set up a process by which the universe is operating. So now, Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada and previous Acharyas explained that Maya has three aspects. Whatever Mahamaya we say, that Mahamaya has three conditions or three aspects. First one is Pradhana, second one is Avidya, third one is Vidya. Pradhana is nothing but Prakriti. By glancing upon Prakriti or by glancing upon Pradhana, Mahavishnu impregnates her with Kala Shakti and Jiva Shakti. Mamayonir Mahat Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadamyaham. So, through that, Mahamaya produces, or Pradhana, consisting of three modes, produces 24 elements. When mode of goodness becomes activated, Mahatattva appears. When mode of passion activated, Sutra Tattva appears. When mode of ignorance activated, Ahankara appears. Then from Ahankara, there appears mind, intelligence, 10 pranas, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, 5 tanmatras, and 5 pancha mahabhutas. Like this, all these different elements appeared. And Mahavishnu, glancing upon all these elements, again combines them. From that combination, he produces unlimited Brahmandas. And the same Mahavishnu, expanding himself as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, enters into each and every universe. Within each and every universe, he manifests Garbhodaka ocean and then the universal form in the form of a beautiful lotus. All this is done by Lord Vishnu. And this is called as primary creation. And he also does one more thing. At the end, he manifests 5 types of avidyas. First of all, why Lord is creating the material universe? Buddhindriya manapranan jananam asrujat prabhu matrartam bhavartam cha atmane kalpanaya cha. The Supreme Lord is creating this material universe consisting of 24 elements. Mahatattva, Ahankara, Buddhi, Man, Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Panchamahabhutas, Panchatanmatras, for the purpose of providing the 5 tanmatras for the conditioned souls. The Jiva want to enjoy 5 tanmatras: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Every Jiva in this material world is trying to enjoy. The enjoyment is nothing but the combination of these 5 tanmatras. In order to provide that, the Lord has created this universe. And Lord empowered Brahma to manifest the physical forms of variety. Lord Brahma manifested 4 categories of physical forms where a Jiva can express their desire to enjoy the matter. That is done by Avidya. Pradhana provides 24 elements. Avidya provides 5 layers of coverings. Sasarjagre andatamishram adatamishram adikrut mahamoham cha tamaschajnana vrittaya. When Lord created this universe, when Jiva comes to this universe, first of all we need to forget who we are. Otherwise we cannot enjoy in this universe. That is called tamas. Forgetfulness of our Swarupa. What is our Swarupa? Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nityadas. That we forget first of all. But we need to have some identity. That is moha. When I am in the human body, I am a human being. When I am in Devata body, I am a Devata. When I am in Asura body, I am Asura. When I am in animal body, I am animal. That is moha. Same time, We are born in a family, we are living in a society, we have some friends. All these are giving us enjoyment. They are all my friends. That is mahamoha. I want them to be with me for the end of life, even beyond. But same time, those people who are object of my enjoyment are also the object of somebody else's enjoyment. There is a competition. This is mine, this is mine. There is dvesha between these two. That is called tamishra, anger. And ultimately everyone knows that there is something called as death. Before death comes, let me enjoy as much as possible. That is andhatamishra. Because of these 5 coverings, the jiva is completely bound in this material world. And that bondage is at a varied level. At some place the bondage is more. Where? In the form of plants, the bondage is very much. Then little lesser is animals, aquatics, reptiles, birds, bees, etc. Little lesser is human beings. Much lesser is the 8 category of devatas. Some of them have more, some of them will have less. The 8 category of devatas are, the first is the principal devatas, like 11 Rudras, 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, etc. The second category are Pitrus and Sadhyas. Then Gandharvas, Apsaras. Then Siddhacharana, Vidyadharas. Then Kinnaras, Kimpurushas. Then Asuras. Then Bhuta Preta Pishashas. Then Yaksha Rakshasas. These are the 4 categories of bondage were made in this material world. But how can we get freedom from this bondage? Then comes the third aspect of Maya, that is Vidya. Vidya is that aspect of Maya which helps us understand who we are, which helps us how to get out of this material bondage. So in order to propagate that Vidya, Lord Brahma created different variety of sages. First of all, he produced 4 Kumaras in order to propagate Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Tapasya and Vairagya. These are the 4 aspects of Vidya. And then, as Brahma, he told 4 Kumaras, please beget children. Kumara said, no way, we cannot. Brahma became angry. From that anger appeared 11 Rudras. The 11 Rudras are also meant to teach Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Tapasya, Vairagya. Because the same mood they appeared. Then Brahma thought, I unnecessarily entered into anger. I need to meditate peacefully. I need to create such beings who will produce progeny as well as who teach sadhana. Then he produced all the Prajapatis. Marichi, Yatri, Pulasya, Pulaha, Kratu, Vasishta, Bhrugu, Angira, Daksha, etc. All the great Prajapatis were produced. They marry, they beget children, as well as they teach Nishkama Karma Yoga. They are the teachers of Nishkama Karma Yoga. Finally, in order to take everyone back home, back to Godhead, Lord Brahma created Narada Muni, who will teach Bhakti Yoga, which is the samamona of all the sadhanas. Then Brahma thought that how this universe will go on its own. Till now I have been creating through performing austerities tapasya, but should go on its own. Then finally he created Swayambhu, Manu and Chaturupa. These are the first couple in the universe. By creating the first couple, Lord Brahma established the continual process of creation to the combination of wife and husband. And also, in order to establish a perfect example of an ideal devotee, and also in order to take care of all those people who have produced till now, Swayambhu, Manu and Chaturupa were produced. Because it is by the yajna performed by the king, each and every living entity in the entire universe are maintained. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanya danna sambhava yajnat bhavanti parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavaha. Even when Swayambhu, Manu and Chaturupa were produced, all jivas who were created till now, they express their satisfaction. Aho etat jagas srushta sukrutam batate krutam pratishtita kriya yasmin Sakam annam adamahe. By creating Swayambhuva Manu and Chaturupa, you have established the Kriya Yoga, Yajna, through which every person in the universe will get their food and survive. It is a mutual dependency process. So these two are an ideal example. Like that, everyone glorify. In conclusion, in essence, Vidura asks a question. Please talk about the creation of this universe. Then Maitreya explained in the beginning the process of creation, how the creation has been made by Lord Vishnu and Brahma. Then he talks about the purpose of creation by discussing the second part of the third canto, wherein Lord Kapila will teach Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga to Mother Devahūti and hence to all of us. So that practicing this, we can home back to Godhead. This is the third purpose of creation, that is Atmane Kalpanayacha, to regain our constitutional position. Muktir hitva anyata rupam swarupena vyavasthiti. So like that. So then, what do you mean by getting Swarupa? Getting Swarupa means going back to Godhead and remain as an eternal associate of the Supreme Lord. Where is that back to Godhead? It is in the spiritual world. How does it look like? Chapter 15, there is a wonderful description of Vaikunta. Then there is a question, why should I go there? I am happy here. Then Bhagavatam says, you actually belong to that place. Then, how did I come back from there? If I belong to that place, how did I come here? Jaya Vijaya. The falling down of Jaya Vijaya is explained in the third canto. So in this way, Canto 3 gives a complete picture of what is what. Who are we? What is this material world? Where is the spiritual world? Whom do we belong? How do we go back to spiritual world? This is a brief overview. Just like following the teachings of Lord Kapila, both Kardama and Devahūti went back to Godhead. All of us also can go back home back to Godhead, following in their footsteps. That is the essence of Canto 3, in brief. Then the rest of the journey begins from Canto 4 onwards. Hare Krishna. I am extremely sorry, I went a little overboard. So these are few thoughts on these particular aspects. So quickly we can have any comments. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. And this is just my subjective. I like the second half of the class much more than the first half because we can't relate. I cannot relate to Kadama Muni. By his thought, he can create a planet. He can create a mansion that flies that's as big as a city. How can I relate to that? And if they're both enlightened, which means they're both under yoga-māyā, they know Krishna, they know Vishnu, then I don't want to ever bring down what they do to my level on puny body, human body on earth. So that's it's always confusing to me when these personalities are described like this. But meanwhile, they were so pleasing to Krishna that Krishna agreed to become her son.
Yes.
Nobody can say they're like her or like him. So, but thank you for explaining about the process of creation. That actually is very important for devotees to understand. And although they may not have followed everything you said, Prabhupada said that is the highest preaching, to present Krishna consciousness as the topmost science. So thank you for allowing us to hear that. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for your kind words. Anyone has any question?
Yeah, we should study chapter 5.
I am extremely sorry because the topic is very vast. I try to rush through very quickly. Actually, we need more time to discuss this particular aspect very slowly. But in any case, whenever time permits, we'll try to discuss in detail. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.